Alright guys, so welcome back to the channel after an entire year of me not uploading. So for those of you guys that are new to the channel, I've been on YouTube for like 3 years, so I'm actually not new. If you guys hear from anyone that I'm new to YouTube or I'm just starting off now, I'm just gonna let you guys know right now that's completely false. So I've been on YouTube since I was like 14. And the very first thing that I actually did do on this channel, and you guys who have been here since the beginning, you guys would know this. I started off as a gaming channel. So back in the day when I was like 13, 14, I was like a huge Clash Royale nerd. And that was like the main game that I actually like uploaded on this channel. And I was actually pretty good, not even gonna lie. Like I was like top 100 at one point. I was literally like one of the best players on on Clash Royale, right? If you guys actually go ahead and check some of my old videos, I'll probably like unprivate them soon. But I was literally like at around 6,500 crowns. For those of you guys that still play Clash Royale, you guys know what I'm talking about. But essentially from there, I switched up my content. And then I started pretty much talking about like different stocks and cryptos that were essentially like booming at the time. And this was around 2020, 2021. I was around like 15 at that time. And what ended up happening was I ended up landing this stock internship. And so I would go on the weekends, like whenever I didn't have school or anything like that. And then that's what kind of got me into stocks. And then from there, I just kind of I've always had this like entrepreneurial mindset where it's like I want to make things on my own and just be self-made, and I don't really like working for other people. I've always had that mindset, right? But then it's like whenever I actually did start that internship, it just like kind of unlocked something inside of me, and it just unlocked a whole new side of me, right? And then from there I was just so interested in this whole entrepreneurship thing, right? So fast forward to today. Right now I'm 17. This video is being recorded on December 30th, 2022. It's literally about to be 2023 in 2 days. Very, very excited. But I did start my SMMA journey literally just like, I want to say 2-3 months ago, not including the time that I was like doing prior like research, taking notes, watching a bunch of YouTube channels, going through courses. Like there was a lot of stuff that actually ended up happening in the past like 5 months, I would say, right? So essentially, if you guys don't know what SMMA is, SMMA, like the acronyms itself, it stands for like social media marketing agency, right? So you essentially help other businesses with their like marketing and their brand awareness and things like that, essentially, right? And then they pay you. So I actually ended up signing 2 clients, and this was very, very, very recent, right? So before I actually even did sign these clients, I ended up finding a media buyer first. If you guys don't know what that is, a media buyer is essentially someone who like runs the ads like for you. Like they take care of the actual like advertising and like the numbers and all that stuff for the clients. So my media buyer, very cool dude, shout out to him. I'll probably get him on the channel in a couple weeks or something. But essentially this guy, he knows his shit. That's all I'm gonna say, right? Like he really does know his shit. And so it was very short notice too. Like I ended up signing 2 different clients the same week that I actually hired my media buyer, right? So I send the clients over to him, and then he ends up doing an amazing job. And I actually told him on this actual Zoom call, I told him like as part of my guarantee, like I can't guarantee you guys like the first month that like we're gonna have amazing results. It's a 3-month minimum as well, right? So I essentially tell them the first month, it's gonna kind of be like a test month, and we just want to see like what's working and what's not, and then we're not gonna like maximize the actual ad spend. We're probably gonna use like 25-30% of the actual monthly ad budget, right? Just to see like that kind of trial and error, essentially, right? And so the media buyer comes in, he does an amazing job, and he essentially surpasses all the goals that we were supposed to hit for that first month, right? And so the client's extremely happy. And I also charged them a performance fee as well, right? So the initial service fee, I believe it was like 1,200 for the first client, and then the service fee was an additional 10%. So there's like, I'm not even gonna like sit here and try to brag, but like there's not many people who signed their very first client, and this is like literally my first client, right? There's not many people who signed their first client for like anything over $1,000, let alone 1,200 plus a 10% service fee. And mind you, this was a high ticket client as well, right? So it's like they're doing bathroom remodeling, right? So it's like every single client that we send them, they're charging these clients like $400 or $500, right? And then I'm getting a 10% service fee on that, right? So you do the math, right? That's an extra $40, $50 per actual client that we're sending them. And then our guarantee was also a 10 to 15 extra clients on their calendar like guarantee, which is pretty common, but that's essentially what it was. And then you know, we had like a whole presentation, and I'm gonna go through like an entire series where I'm gonna explain to you guys how I actually ended up landing that first client. But yeah, it's insane because I'm just 17 right now, and this is like something that like 90% of agencies aren't even able to do within like their entire lifetime. And then the second client, this was actually someone who they were running a permanent makeup company, right? So if you guys don't know what that is, it's essentially a business type where it's like for like older women, essentially like when their like eyebrows start to like thin out and they just like start to disappear, they essentially like tattoo like permanently like some fake eyebrows like onto your actual like forehead, right? And so it's like this whole cosmetic thing within that specific demographic. And so there's like a lot of like potential there, and they charge each client like $400 or $500. And I hope you guys are seeing a trend as well. It's like you have to go after high ticket niches that are also like, they have to be high ticket, and then at the same time it has to be one that's like, you know, it has to make sense. Like there has to be like a certain amount of people that are like actually interested in it. And then it can't be too competitive in terms of like other agencies like all targeting this like same niche, right? So this was honestly pretty easy compared to like my first client. I essentially end up signing them on a single call, right? Like I'm actually cold calling this person, right? Like think about it like this, right? Like I'm literally cold calling them, found their number off of like Google Maps. I'm literally lead sourcing off of Google Maps, mind you, right? And at this time I'm taking 20, 30 calls a day, just entire lists of like numbers to like cold call. And so I ended up closing them on a single call, $750, right? For $750, I ended up paying my media buyer, I think it was like $125, $200 out of that. And then the rest of that money essentially went back into the business. But yeah, the moral of the story is like, okay, you have a business model that's like easily scalable. It's something that's like really high in demand. There's like a lot of businesses that could benefit from this, whether they know it or not. You just kind of have to like make your offer to them. You have to stand out from the rest, and then you kind of have to convince them, right? So honestly, yeah, like I might make this into an entire series and just show you guys exactly like the notes that I've been taking this entire time, all the things that have worked for me and how they could possibly like help you. So yeah, make sure that you guys subscribe with your notification bells on. I'm gonna start uploading a lot more frequently. Like as I said earlier in the beginning of this video, it's been like over an entire year since I've last uploaded, right? So it's been a while, like it's been a hot minute, right? But yeah, that's essentially going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. This is just the beginning of my